Hi, and welcome back to Live Like Low. Today we have a channel message. Channel message from Thoth. So, because we're recording this live, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to come in, and then I'm just gonna get to talking. Spirit wanted me to start with the singing bowl, so that's what we're gonna start with. So you're watching on the if you're watching, sorry, I'm talking way too fast. If you're watching this on the replay, I'm gonna start with this, and then we'll slowly aggregate ourselves in. There will be points at the bottom where you can kind of like skip if you are watching on the replay, okay? Good morning. Alright guys, welcome to the live. So I don't know if anybody was here from last night, but I talked about it. So this morning I have a channel message from Thoth, and Thoth wanted me to talk about some things. So I'm gonna do like a light language transmission just to like prepare everyone's mind, whether like whoever's here, their mind to be opened for this. But basically I'm gonna break down the channeling, and then I'll give the full channeling toward the end, just so we have that encompassed. This live will be posted on my YouTube channel should you have to leave in the middle, or you want to make sure that you watch it from beginning to end. It will be there. So yeah. So if that's something you would like, follow me, and maybe follow my YouTube channel after you get off of here. Blah, 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 blah. Let's begin, okay? So those said that they had a transmission set up for me. So I'm just going to, where's my bell? Ring my bell, and then I'm going to call in my guides, and we will begin the transmission. I call in the unconditional love of I am. I call in my higher self. I call in my I am presence. I call in Mikkel and Anya. And Andrea. I call in my ancestors, and I call in Archangel Michael to create a seal of protection around me and every person who enters this place. I ask that you create a funnel of light to each and every person that is watching this, so that they may receive the seeds planted, they may receive the light to grow, and they may receive the water through their vibrational essence in order to water this seed and grow their lead into gold. And so it is. I now call in my channeled guides to enter the vessel. I'm ready. Okay, so we're going to begin. Y'all, it's like super bright. Good morning. It's like super bright now that I open my eyes, but we're going to keep going. Okay. Kwa wa shawe ano. Sewe la sawe que los arete otawa. Ela sawa ye tora sala ye. Etasha wawawele tuasa Yahweh otawase otawase ana wawale yena. Okay, so Spirit says that this is good for now. We're going to get into the channeling. Let me clear my vision, guys, because oh my God, after my like intention set, like when I opened my eyes, I saw nothing. It was like light bright. So I hope you guys feel the energy. I have set it in place. Okay, and so now we're going to begin. So, this is going to sound really convoluted because this is the way Thoth speaks when I channel him. But this is the reason why he was like, you got to break it down for him, okay? So we're going to go line by line, and then I'm going to give you the entire channeling from front to back right before I close with a full recap on what we're talking about, okay? So let us get into it, baby, okay? So the first line says, basking in the knowledge of the one true self in the light of the one true source. So I was talking about last night, right? About how we are all connected to source. But in being connected, we are also a sovereign being, right? And so in the basking of the knowledge is light. The knowledge is truth. So truth is light. So I want you to keep this in your mind, that truth, knowledge, light. Right. Okay. Light comes from the divine, from the being. Hey, somebody said Ashe. Ashe to you. I didn't even see that. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, boo. But okay. So basking in the knowledge of one's true self. So know yourself in the light of the one true source. So what does that mean? That means that as you learn who you are, you also learn like more about source, because we're all connected to source. And it doesn't matter like what your how do I say this without being like, but it's like, it doesn't matter what your construct of belief is. This is an ethereal understanding of the spirit's progression through this construct in order to go back to that ethereal being that we are all connected to. What the heck is this beautiful blue? This is my Merkava. It's called a nano leaf, and you kind of can make whatever shapes you want. I love this thing, y'all. This is like life. So, okay. So, that is what this means, right? And so I want y'all to kind of understand, like, those colors are blue. I didn't even notice this last night, but those colors are blue. And so he's always talking about how you move into the light. So I want you to understand that we have been talking about over lives and lives and lives, how you take your alchemical lead, the spirit, the you in the physical, being consumed by this physicalness, by the money, by the grasping of things that don't matter. You understand? These cars, these houses, these people, and their admiration and attraction to you. All of this stuff is the ethereal lead inside of your world. It's also receiving value from whatever is outside of you, when the true value comes from within. The true value comes from looking within and seeing the truth of self and being able to elevate yourself in that light of being yourself, exuding that light outward, right? Because now we found the truth within. We're able to exude that light outward and not give two fucking shits about anybody who is, not to give two fucking shits about, okay, am I like exuding my light? And what's wrong with the people around me because they can't see it? It's not that. It's you're going through a transformation of your own soul. You cannot control the transformations of anyone else. And so you have to understand that some people will fall away based on the vibrations that you have. I'm sorry, y'all, I got so distracted. Keem said, do you think a 20-year-old is too old to live at home? I honestly feel like No. But that depends. That truly depends on like what the structure of your home is. I find that if you decide to leave because it is right for you, then it is right for you. If there's toxicity in the home, why would you stay? Create an avenue to leave, you know? But I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about. I'm not doing readings today, Yesina. I'm doing readings tonight at 7, okay? I'm doing a channel reading tonight at 7, okay? So, sorry, y'all. I'm getting, like, mad distracted. So, okay. So then we move to line 2. So all things must become light as light is truth, not perception, but truth. The light enabling the change of perception for the sovereign soul. This allows the opening of the spirit to be seen fully in the knowing and in the light of this truth. You become greater and greater. So, okay. So I'm going to just read back through that because that was a little bit hard for me because this is my first time reading this. Y'all, literally, I just channeled this before I just sat down, channel, and I turned the light on. Okay. So let's go back, right? Because I really want to break this down. Okay. All things must become light. Right? We talked about standing in your light, understanding your light. Your light comes from within because that's where you find the true source. That's where you find your true I am presence, right? So all things must become light as light is truth, not perception. That means that your perception can block you from the trueness of your light, the trueness of your spirit, the true of who you are, the truth, right? Of you coming out and joining and expanding your light as is, not caring what other people have to say or be or think about it. Understand that sometimes, like even with me, there are things about me that I have realized over time, right? Like the person that I am now versus some of the content that I will be putting out is very old, right? And so when I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, the contradictory. But the reason why that's important is because Source told me you cannot change it. But what needs to be understood and someone else seeing it is that there are contradictory notions, even though you have the knowledge, the experience, the perception of the knowledge, the perception of the truth changes the more you understand the truth. The more you dive into your truth, the more that the perception is made illusion. You are able to see what fear, the falsity of it, false evidence appearing real. You take off those fear glasses and you're able to see with true eyes what it is that's being said to you, what it is that's being conveyed to you. And then you go through a complete other transformation of burning away that perception so that you can look straight into the eyes of yourself and then be like, wow, this is how I apply this truth for me. And this, based on how I apply this truth, is going to make me greater. Because there's no one else. There's no one else here. I can only share the knowledge, right? But I can't come into you. I can't come into your home. I can't come into your vessel. I can't come into your spirit, act as your spirit, and make you transform your lead into gold. I can't make you progress. I can't make you do anything, right? But what I can do is I can plant a seed, and now you have the tools. So should you decide, should you choose, then the light will be upon you, my child. The light will be given to you, as it is granted to every seeker. Those who shall seek the light of the greater I am, the God presence within, the God presence without, because God is everything, you will receive what you ask in full, period. And Source will lead you to your progression. So what I want you to understand here what we said, all things must become light, as light is truth. The light enabling the change of perception, that's what we talked about, for the sovereign soul. The first thing you must do when you step into the light is to become a sovereign soul. And we talked about that last night. I'm going to post that live on my YouTube channel sometime next week. So look out for it if you missed it. And basically what we talked about is if you're going to become a sovereign soul, right? It is the acknowledgement that I am not the vessel. I am not the machine. I am not the understanding of this. I am the perceiver. I am the viewer of life. I am the one who perceives the thoughts. I am the one who perceives the life. I am the one who perceives the actions. I am the one who asks the question, what are we doing? And why are we doing it? Now, sometimes we can get really too into this and disassociate with our presence here. But the person that you are, behind the personality is the spirit that is you, right? And so you have to reconnect with the truth of the spirit within so that through your personality, you can shine your light and you can create the alchemical gold that is for you so that you can elevate yourself. So you don't have to be stuck in a place where you feel like, damn, will I ever fucking grow? Damn, why can't I ever get out of this place? Why do I keep running into wall after wall after wall after wall? This is a testing ground. And if you don't learn the lessons, then every single alchemical pursuit fails because you don't have the tools. Now, I will say this. For a very long time, I was running this shit with no tools. And I was prevailing because I was fucking persistent as fuck. And that was the only thing I had going for me. But let me tell you something. It's so much easier when you have tools. It's so much easier when it's people that can tell you, okay, look, not everybody's journey is going to be the same. But this essentially is what's going to happen. You're going to be in a place where you realize I hate this fucking shit, right? And before that, you will have lived in the lead of your life, whether that was dark, light, good, and bad, whatever the cause, whatever the light and the dark, the cause and effect, the manifestations, all of that stuff. Do you post all of your lives? I'm working on it. Some of my lives are stupid long, but so these lower places here, this is kind of like your beginning ground, your testing ground before you left your parents' house, before you went out and did shit in the world. So now when you're getting here, you're forced, as you're perceived through the society, as you're perceiving society, you're forced to look at it and you're forced to see, I'm wrong in this area. I'm wrong in this area. This doesn't make sense. I'm fucked in this area. I don't understand who I am, but I'm still trying to make it like a beautiful sight to everyone else to make it seem like I'm put together. Y'all, and I'm always so candid about the idea that I'm a real person. And I need you to understand you are a real person. You're not this facade. Y'all, I'm being nosy as hell. I'm sorry. I'm a nosy neighbor. Okay. So I am on live. I need to pay attention. Okay. So I'm a real person. All of you on the other side are real people having a real life experience, right? And as such, I have to be able to see that outside of self and understand that what's going on within me can also be going on within you in your own way, with your own context, with your own people, with your own understanding, with your own trauma, with the things that lead you down the negative path, with the things that push you up into the light, right? Yes. Okay, so let me just answer this question for Meg real quick. So yes, I am going to post all the things. I some of the things are extremely long. Okay. So I have like some lives that were like 4 and 5 hours that I needed to kind of like reduce down to post. So for those things, it may take longer for them to appear, like the stuff that I do, the days that I do readings and stuff like that. Because I was thinking maybe I should just repost them onto my live for the people who missed it. Sorry, did you answer my question? I had to leave and go for a second. I do not know what your question was. Okay, babe, I'm not doing readings today. Sorry about that. I'm doing readings. Well, I'm not doing readings this morning. I'm doing readings tonight at 7. Right now, I'm doing channel message from Thoth as title. All right. Sorry, guys. I didn't want, I don't like people feeling like I'm ignoring them, because that's like my biggest pet peeve. Like, just acknowledge, okay? It takes literally nothing to acknowledge someone. Okay. So now that we've kind of talked about the sovereign soul, this allows the opening of the spirit to be seen fully in the knowing and in the light of the truth. Right? So what we talked about last night was sometimes, okay, when we're born, we're put into a box. That's the box, right? And we grow. We grow to the top here, where now we have to break through. And we're breaking and we're breaking. We're hitting this wall. We're just like, why can't I grow? Why can't I grow? Why can't I grow? Oh my God, there's a trauma here. I can't go any further because there's a box here telling me who I can and can't be. Right? Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's fine. So this is like, I'm saying who I can and can't be right here. This is the box. And as soon as I realize that, I'm able to change my perspective, because the truth brought light to the box. For the longest, I thought I was in the darkness inside the box. But now I understand that now that I've made it to the top of the inside of the box, that this is a box. And if I learn how to get through this, i.e. blow a fucking hole in it, then I'm able to stand on top of it. I'm able to see it for what it truly is, because now I know that it's here. The fact that you even know that it's here is about to change your life. It's about to change your perspective, right? And so then you look at it and you're like, wow, this is a big ass box. Or for some of you, it may be a small ass box that you were stuck in for a really long time because you had so many constraints on you that you didn't know who you were supposed to be, because it was already defined for you. It was a bunch of boxes stacked on top, stacked on top, stacked on top of each other. And as you made it to the top of one, you got confronted with the next one, because they all coincide with each other. So it just felt like you were just stumbling through life for a little bit. And then when you got to the top, you was like, I've run out of TNT, baby. Let me look where I came from. All right, these layers, let me get rid of them, because I don't need these boxes trying to recycle themselves and form back on top of me. I don't have time for that, honey. So let me look at this. This is the box of unworthiness. Where did I receive that? This is the box of not enoughness. Why did I receive that? This is the box of unfucking lovable. Where did I receive that? This is the voice of I don't deserve to speak my truth, because it is more important to please others box. Do you understand? So then once you figure out that, now you have an empty vessel, because now you're able to leave all those boxes behind. Your vessel is empty. There are no more boxes. There are no more constructs. There are places in your vessel now that are empty of the trauma, right? It's empty. So now you're able to look inside and see the true you inside. You're able to look inside and see the Buddha in you, the I am presence in you. You are able to see I am. You are able to hear the voice of I am, the God presence in you, the God in you, God speaking through you. Do you understand? So then, this is what we're talking about here, right? So I'm going to read this one back because it connects. I said it like halfway through the line because I wanted to make sure that I explain this. I feel like we're low-key taking a recap from last night because it's about to get real here. Okay? So we said the truth, the light enables the change of perspective for the sovereign soul. This allows the opening of the spirit to be seen fully in the knowing of self and in the light of the truth, the knowledge. You become greater and greater. So that means that you are now shedding your lead. The lead is chipping away and you start to look shinier. You start to glow golden. You start to exude gold. Do you understand? Now you are the light. Now you may have come from a place where you were in the darkness, but now you are the light. Do you understand? Does it make sense to you? Okay. So then, now that you become greater and greater, you become as you are. Now, I need to make this very clear. Spirit is like, some of y'all think that you're going to become sometime in the future. Whatever you attach that, I am going to become blank, blank, blank. I am going to do blank, blank, blank. I am going to achieve blank, blank, blank. The answer is, as I am now, how do I start being, doing, becoming that person now? Because that's the reason. Some people watching this have become stagnated and they can't figure out how to get out the box. Okay? And this is why you're here. You're here to understand that the reason why you're not progressing is because there's a box. And you need to throw some shit out so the divine can come in and bless the shit that you want. But in order for you to start becoming that person now, you got to throw some shit out. Right? And in that process, that's called shadow work. You're actively looking in the dirt. Right? I was listening to this alchemical podcast this morning, and they made like an analogy of like gold, like when everyday people used to go gold hunting. So not the people that was going in the mountains and mining gold, but I'm talking about the people with the little bowl, with the little sieve. And they would go to the rivers and pick up a bunch of pebbles and shake it. And there'd be a bunch of mud on it. And they had to keep shaking it in the water until all the mud was gone. Then they would take the little panel out into the light. And they would rock it back and forth so they could see the gold. They could see, okay, right there, I see a piece of gold. I see a piece of gold. I see a piece of gold. What they do, they pluck the gold out. And they throw back all the unnecessary rocks and pebbles. Is anybody getting this? Like, you are throwing out what no longer serves you, and you're taking the gems with you. Now that all of that bulk is gone, you're now able to hear spirit. You're now able to see it in your reality. I can manifest whatever the fuck I want. I can become whatever I want. I can have whatever I want. And then you're not being persecuted by fear. Sorry, y'all, let me tap into this charger real quick. Now you're not being persecuted by fear, false evidence appearing real. You're able to elevate past it. You're able to push past it without having to work 10, 20, 50 times as hard as you used to. Like, I don't know if some of y'all realize, but sometimes like we have these moments where we're really trying really hard to do something. And we breaking our back to do it. I'm talking about we telling our kids, our family, our friends, our spouses, our partners, I can't do that right now. I got to get to this work. And you working, hard working. What do you have to show for it? And it's like all of this work and this much to show for it. But in between here, how many people have you sacrificed for the work? How many events and life experiences have you sacrificed for the work to not have an equal outcome? I'm just trying to make it clear for you. I'm just trying to make it clear for you. Some things are not supposed to be hard, but we make them hard because we're not understanding the boxes. We're not throwing out the boxes. So we're effectively in a minefield of a shit ton of different boxes, all of this shit, and we're climbing a mountain. We're climbing mountains. We're tripping over shit. We're falling off shit because we can't see. There's no light here. We're just stumbling through the dark. Can't see a fucking thing. So things we thought we dealt with, bitch, there that shit go again. It's right there. It just keeps popping up everywhere because you really haven't dealt with it. You really haven't tapped into it. So now you're really like experiencing all of this fucked up lead shit because you keep experiencing because you haven't dealt with it, right? If you have a problem with your father, you got a problem with your mom, you got a problem with your grandma and the way, or your uncle or your auntie and the way that they treated you, the way that your brother treated you, the way that somebody traumatized you, the way that somebody reaped away your power and taught you about that. So now you don't even understand the construct of not being able to understand I can do whatever the fuck I want, I'm free. They have molded you to understand that I can hurt my spirit, that someone else can hurt me. Let me tap into y'all just real quick. Nobody can hurt you, but somebody can convince you that they can hurt you. They can do whatever they want to this flesh, but there comes a time when your soul, when you realize I am the soul within, I'm not this body. I am the soul within, I'm not this body. I am the soul within, I'm not this machine. I am the soul within, I'm not my subconscious, the AI of this machine. Right? I'm not my brain, I'm not my ego, the internet access to this machine. Right? I am myself. I am myself. I am not this name. I am not these constructs. I am not these boxes. I am myself. And when you come to the realization you are yourself, all of the shit that hurt you in the past, you realize this pain that I've been experiencing consistently that really hurt me. Thank you for the gifts. This thing that has been really hurting me, this thing that has been keep coming up in my life, person after person, that's really just slamming the book on me, slapping that book into my face, bow, is because I'm not learning the lesson. I'm not understanding I am a sovereign soul. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or wants to do with me. I am myself. I make the decisions for myself. If I choose not to be bruised, if I choose not to cry and go within and feel fear and feel inadequacy and feel like I'm not enough and feel like I'm not worthy, if I don't turn around and look at the wounds that are gashing within that I put there because I keep beating myself up through these thoughts up here about something that happened a long time ago, then every time someone comes in to poke buttons at this wound, I call it them hurting me. But let me reel it back here because we talk about this all the time. Law of vibration. Whatever it is that I vibrate is what comes to me. So if I'm attracting a partner that hurts me, the question you should ask yourself is not why I keep attracting this partner. The question you should ask is, where am I hurting? Where am I hurting and why? How can I heal this pain? Because I don't want to keep attracting the same people into my life that keep tearing me down, that keep hurting me, that keep showing me that I'm not worthy, that I'm not enough. When I know that I am my God presence, I am my I am self, I am a goddess or a god in my own right. So why do I keep attracting people who want to reap that from me? There's something within. There's something within that's gashing out blood. That's like please, for God's sake, stop taking pain medication and come over here and sew this motherfucker up. Come over here and sew the wound up. Come over here and put some Neosporin on this shit. Come over here and put some, what's that shit called? Y'all, I don't know what it's called. Y'all, all I do is put Neosporin on shit and witch hazel. But come over here and disinfect this motherfucker, okay? Sew it back up. Get rid of it. Sew it up, get rid of it, and then be on your merry way. Because once you're able to sew it up, you start the healing process, right? And the more and more people come in and try to poke at your wound, the less and less it hurts because of why? Oh, peroxide. Thank you, baby. The more and more that lead comes in, the more and more you realize, damn, all of this shit been happening. All of this shit been hurting me. All of this shit, it's just really people coming in and taking a long ass spiritual finger and twisting that shit inside of a wound that was already there. Oh my God. Is somebody not catching this? I heard somebody say something good right here. I've been thinking of it as programming. You're programmed since birth to be a certain way and to think a certain way. That's correct. Because we're machines. Our bodies are machines. We take in information and then we apply that information to who we are. Right? So, but the problem is that programming then confines the soul. See, what we always want to do is protect our sovereignty as a soul. A human being is going to be. That is their point. To be or not to be. Right? You as the soul decide to live, to breathe, to experience life. Right? And when you experience life, on one hand, with the being, right? You're here being. And then you're experiencing life. You have decided to live. So now you're a living being. Right? So now you're being and living inside of this world. The problem is then when we start to say, I'm a living being, but I'm going to decide to live under a rock. I'm in a rock. I don't care what's going on out there. I just can't have whatever it is that I want. I'm a stupid head. Like, nothing is out there for me. Nothing's ever going to be out there for me. I'm just going to stay in my house. I'm going to close the blinds because I don't want to see the light. I want to stay in the darkness because that's where it feels safe. The problem with that is that now you've boxed in your soul. So now your soul is hurting. That's why so many people are unhappy at the end of their life, because they boxed in their soul. They never stepped into their mission. So now they have literally lived through this life. They have literally accumulated this karma. They have literally accumulated a shit ton of lead. They have learned a small amount of lessons, and now they're dying. What does that mean? When they die and they transmute this lifetime, they don't have much to show for it. They don't have much to show for this lifetime. What that mean? That mean you repeat the grade, baby. You got to come back. You got to deal with the same bullshit times 10, because spirit is, I don't want to say mean, but persistent, right? Because when you get out there in the ethereal realm, you be like, you know what? I didn't get it this time. I didn't get it last time because I stretched it out over a lifetime. I stretched out all my lessons over 60 years. And then by the time I became 60, I was so bitter that I couldn't transcend. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank it all the way down to now I'm going to receive all of my learning experiences from age 0 to 18. Boom. So now you got from age 18, 19 to the rest of your life till you die to figure it out. That gives you more time to figure out how to turn this lead into gold. You know what I'm saying? And every time you go back to the next life, y'all experience as much as y'all have planned to. So when you realize I am the soul, I have decided this, these things came into my life, and I'm understanding that I'm hurt right now, but what's the lesson? Once I understand the lesson, I can make sense of all the earthly understandings and all the earthly feelings of it. Right? If someone died in my life, yes, I'm going to mourn them. There's nothing I can do about that shit. That's real emotional lead that I have to deal with. I have to transcend like a phoenix out of that shit. And it takes time for my heart to mend. But you know what's not broken? My soul. Because I have an understanding within my soul that these people did not die. They just transformed. They are now alchemical gold in the form of spirit. And now they're able on the other side to communicate, to move, to do the things that they need to do in order to elevate themselves, in order to go through and do the review for their life and then understand, okay, I'm going to take a rest. I'm going to understand what I learned. So when I go back, I understand what it is that I need to learn so that I can know more of what? Myself. Y'all not getting it. Are y'all getting it? Because knowing thyself is very important. If you don't know yourself, then why are you even here? Why are you even here if you don't want to know who you are? Why are you on the planet if you don't want to know who you truly are? Since waking up, my view of death has changed. It's brought me so much peace. For real. Y'all, I am like very, very sensitive. And every time somebody died, people be like, why you take it so hard? You probably didn't even know them. I'm like, because they were a light in the world and it's gone. The pillar of light that they were is gone. Y'all, today is my great uncle's holiday in Macon, O.C. Walton Day. He was the superintendent. I don't know why this just came up to me. Maybe he wants me to say something about it because I just realized this yesterday. And he was like, yeah. Like he was superintendent for like a long time there. And he had changed a lot about that county. Right? I don't know. Like he was like, you got to understand it. He was a beacon in his community. It didn't matter that he was a preacher. People were still coming up to him. It don't matter. Black, white, Asian, whatever. He was changing the way that the education system worked down there in Macon, in the South, in Bibb County. You understand? It's something different in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? When people walk with their light, what they do? They shine that light to others. There were so many people that came to that funeral that people were standing up. There was so many people that came to that funeral. People was just standing and they had the doors open so they could peek their eye inside because this man touched so many lives. You must know yourself so that you can know the God within. When you know the God within, you can stretch your light out to any and every one who is willing to learn in order to initiate the expansion of their own light. And then when they start to expand their own light, then you are able to what? You are able to reflect with them. You are able to train them on how to reflect that light, baby. And then Right now, what I'm doing, the way that I'm doing this talk right now, I'm reflecting light to every single eyeball that's watching, every single spirit that's listening, right? And that light is reflecting, and you are creating a beacon of light wherever the fuck you at, right? And if you've ever noticed when you leave alive after y'all have talked with me, y'all feel the energy coming off of you. And not only that, but you'll start to notice it's a lot of people around you. We're walking through the store. Now all of a sudden, there wasn't nobody over here, but now everybody over here. Because the light feels good, doesn't it? It feels good when you're in the light. It feels warm when you're in the light, especially when you only know the cold. Okay? So, let me go ahead. So, you become you, okay? You become as you are. You become as you are as you move through the light of becoming you are. I am. You move as I am. You breathe as I am. You joy as I am. Smile as I am. The more savory experiences come to you in the ultimate light of the one true source. I needed to see this live. I'm glad I scrolled. Thank you. I'm so glad. So what is that, the Bible? No, baby. This is these are all my channelings from Thoth. I have like a shit ton of channelings and dreams and shit. But so what I want y'all to understand here is that when we are basking in the light of I am, right? What Spirit is saying is when you shine that light, I don't know. I felt some negativity there. Sorry, y'all. When you shine that light, bam, okay? And God, the greater I am, is to come in and bring that light to you, okay? Then you start changing your thoughts because now you in the light of the truth. You are experiencing the knowledge of the one true I am. What does that mean? Now you are tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to I am presence. Oh, let me reel it back, y'all. Let me reel it back. You done went within. You done cleared out the shit, the muck, and you done threw it outside. And now you're like, ooh, baby, now I have more space for the God in me. Now I have more space for the unconditional love, the light of I am to come within, to channel through my crown, my third eye, my throat, my heart, my solar plexus. Okay, my sacral and my root chakra to clear out this whatever's left. Spirit, please remove it. And so it is. Okay, and when you have that available space, God says, I don't like to be constricted, baby. When he get in, when Spirit get in there, they're like, I need to stretch. Ooh. What's that? What's that? Hey, baby, I got some light over here. Can you look right here? It's something right here. It's poking me. Can you remove this? Then you get some unsavory experiences, right? Because now Source is shining the light on the stuff. Now the Source is in there and you're like, look, we about to clean out the attic, baby. We about to clean out the attic. I'm trying to put in a movie room up here. Hello. I'm trying to renovate the space. We need to get rid of some of this shit. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. I got some abundance coming. We're going to be able to have parties up in here. It's going to be dope, right? Now when all of this shit is cleaned out, or when most of it's cleaned out, now you're able to say, okay, I'm ready to implant the frequencies of Source within. I'm now able to, it's like if you are watching YouTube, right? And then you get into spirituality. What you start doing is everything that you used to watch that doesn't necessarily resonate with the vibration that you have elevated yourself to, you start to unsubscribe to that shit. I unsubscribe to the idea of pranking people in really fucked up ways that traumatize them. I unsubscribe to that shit. I unsubscribe to this. I unsubscribe to that. I unsubscribe to the idea of being not worthy. I unsubscribe the idea that I'm unlovable. I unsubscribe to the idea that I'll never find my one true mate. I'll unsubscribe to the idea that my soulmate is out there. I unsubscribe to the idea that all I receive is karmic twin flames. I unsubscribe to the idea that I have to chase anything. I'm going to sit back and receive this shit. Right? And so then once you have unsubscribed yourself to everything that is unhealthy, including your thought patterns, now you're able to draw in the frequencies of divine light. I am worthy. I am enough. I am great as I am. I will bloom where I am as I am. And as I grow, I will gain even more because I am greater. I am better. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I stop chasing money. Money comes to me because me and money have a relationship. And because I exude the light, now I have an energy exchange with the divine. Abundance comes in all forms. I have abundant unconditional love. I have abundant money. I have abundant luxuries. Everything that I need, I no longer need to go out there and reap it from someone. it comes. People give it to me freely because they received something from me that is not of value that they have yet even realized. Right now, I am planting a seed that will change your life, okay? But you may not even understand it until maybe you go out and you hear a lecture from Eckhart Tolle. You might not even understand the idea of what kind of thoughts do I put inside of my head until you listen to the 1,000th lecture of Abraham Hicks. You may not understand what I'm talking about until you hear How to Be Vulnerable by Brené Brown. The act of vulnerability. You may not understand what I'm talking about when I say I had to get rid of my alchemical gold to clear my channel as a medium in order to be up here and channel these kinds of thoughts, channel these kinds of secret knowledge to you. Come on, man. Come on. If you are herbalist, you're taking that lead to gold. You're taking a plant that was just in the ground, grown by Gaia, and turning it into medicine, the gold. Do you understand? All right. I'm almost through, y'all. I'm almost through. I'm going to tap this thing up. All right. So, I'm going to just run it back just a little bit so we know where we at. You become as you are. As you move through the light of becoming, you are. I am. You move as I am. You breathe as I am. Joy as I am. Smile as I am. Okay? The more savory experiences come to you in the ultimate light of the one true source. Okay? So now the source has given you all of the light. Now you are able to move with those positive thoughts, with those positive affirmations. Now the person in your head isn't an asshole. It is the angel that is on your shoulder telling you, baby, don't even worry about them over there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to protect you. Don't you even worry about that energy. Let's stand up. Let's go. Okay? Yes. Pass that shit off to God. Pass that shit off to your angels. Pass that off to your ancestors. Level up. Let's go. You know what's the greatest revenge to somebody who don't believe in you? To somebody who tried to tear you down? Not giving two fucking shits and still doing it anyway. Still doing it anyway and not sending them no negative energy. Guess what that does? Internalize what wound they was trying to project onto you. They was trying to project a wound that they don't want to heal onto you. That's why they was trying to keep you down. But now they can't keep you down because now you have the understanding of, I am a sovereign soul. I move on my own. I make my own decisions. I don't give a fuck about what you got going on over there, what kind of wounds you got gashing over there. You need to deal with that. And what they gonna do, that shit gonna make them cringe inside of their skin because they know what? They got wounds in here they need to heal. And they was mad that you couldn't be affected by the manipulation and the pushing of the wounds that they needed to heal within. All right? Now it's real out here. Somebody said hallelujah. Okay. I am hearing you. Thank you, sis. I let go and let God. For real? For real. Yes. Call on the greater I am. Amen, Rod. Thank you. Amen. Okay. This greater divine being that is ultimately self, creating self as self, discovers itself through self-sovereignty. It's iniquity. Sovereign in its iniquity, you are as you are, and that is good. Okay? Let me run it back. The greater divine being that is ultimately self, creating self, as self, discovering itself through self-sovereignty. The sovereign in itself is its iniquity. Then you are as you are, and that in itself is good. for the love and the light of I am, Thoth Adonai. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay? I'm going to run this back. The greater divine being is saying that I am you because I am all things. Because I am inconfinable. I experience through every single one of you, through the strife, through the pain, through the hurt, through the unhealing and the healing, through getting stuck in the darkness and then stepping out into the light. The divine then recognizes you as one that can overcome when you step out into the light. Then the divine is able to get in contact. Because look, up until a certain point, not everybody can get in contact with the divine, right? They have to sit back. They're looking out with their own energy. They're attracting shit with their own energy, which can be detrimental, by the way. Don't attract shit with your own energy. You need to call in something, okay? I don't care if it's your ancestors. I don't care if it's your angels. I don't care if you calling on God, the greater I am, bring in that energy, okay? I don't care if you calling on Yeshua. Please use the names. Please use the real names, okay? I don't care if you calling on Shakti or whoever, okay? I don't care if you calling on Yemaya Shango, okay? What I'm trying to get you to understand, Obatala, is that if you are calling on a spirit, what you're asking them is, can I please have some of that abundance that you have to call in, to join with my life force, to send out and project what it is that I need. Mine can reflect back to me what it is that I asked for. Okay? Okay? And these spirits help move shit in your life. But it moves faster because you're not using your life force. You ever tried to attract something so hard, you almost, like you were so tired? You were so tired by the time you even halfway got there that the fact that the blessing had to wait on you because you got so tired, you burnt out so hard, you had to go to sleep. You was just sleeping for like a whole week. Like, I can't even get nothing done. It's because you're attracting with your own life force. Call in the abundant energies of the universe and let it propel what you want in manifestation and return back to you. That's why people tell you pray by candlelight. That's why people tell you to speak and talk to the spirits that are around you. The ones that love you, your mama, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your whoever the fuck that you loved that passed away. Those people, they have a life force, but they have no vessel. So what does that mean? They can attach their life force to your force and carry it to the divine. Because they're what? Not in a vessel. So now they can take it to the rebounder, right? That's source. Source do what? Source see that ball coming and knock it out the park. The question is, are you going to be able to catch it? Are you going to be able to catch that blessing? Are you going to be at the right place at the right time doing the right work to catch that blessing that you asked for? Right? Let's go. So Spirit is saying, as the greater I am, ultimately, I am creating myself through you. As you discover yourself, you discover me, the greater I am, because I am you, right? You are the son of the light. When people talking about Jesus, Yeshua, all these other, Buddha, everybody, it's all, guys, everybody is just like the light of the sun. You have a halo around the head when someone is important. They are a sun, a beacon, a being of light that touches all other beings of light and elevates them to be beings of light without judgment, where they can be themselves, being and living together in the understanding of the one greater I am. And so when you realize that the sun is you, that the sun is you, and as you discover yourself, the sun, the light, the beacon, the pillar of light, the tower, okay? Now you understand that through discovering yourself, you become what? Sovereign. You become a sovereign soul. Through being a sovereign soul, you do what? You become your greatest light, right? Sovereign in its iniquity. You understand that even though I'm amongst the darkness, I don't live there. I'm not there to just like, okay, this is where I'm going. I'm still gonna keep taking action. I'm still gonna keep moving. Nothing's gonna stop me because I'm myself. I don't care about these other boxes people are talking about. That doesn't enter my psyche anymore. That doesn't hurt me anymore. That doesn't hinder me anymore. That doesn't create any type of boundary for me anymore. I am. So that I am. I move as I am. I walk as I am. I become I am. In myself. I am the lower I am. As above, so below. I am as above, the greater I am. I am the lower I am. And once I have acknowledged that within self, I can teach everyone else around me how to get it, how to see the light, and how to breathe it in, and how to become it, right? You are as you are, and that is good. I hope that you understand it. We talked about it, for real. As you are right now, it is good. God does not judge you. God does not hate you for where you're at or where you could have been if you made A, B, C, D, E, F, G decision. God does not care that you failed, that you thought negative thoughts. It says, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I hope that, it's still a possibility though. But I feel like, do you understand that though? The understanding of it is. You are as you are, and that is good. There's nothing that you have to become for God's unconditional love because it's not conditional. You are loved regardless. You are loved because God knows at the end of the day, even though all of this negative stuff in the world is happening, it's happening so that you can elevate yourself. It's happening so that you can become better, each and every one of you. That you can know yourself greater. And when you step into the truest version of you, the greatest version of you, you become all that you are, as you're supposed to be, in the present moment, living and being who you're supposed to be in the love and the light of your truest knowledge, of your truest self, in this truest understanding. Okay? So I'm going to read through the channeling just to touch bases, and then I'll take whatever questions you guys have. So if you have a question, just put it in the chat below and we'll talk about it once I just read through this page. It's not a long channeling today. Like they were like, it's going to take you a while to explain this. We've understood how long it takes you to break it down. So we're going to give it to you bit by bit. So the next time we have another one of these talks, it's probably going to be like this again. Okay. So in the basking, in the knowledge of the one true self, in the light of the one true source, all things must become light, as light is truth, not perception. But truth, the light enabling the change of perception for the sovereign soul. This allows the opening of the spirit to be seen fully in the knowing and in the light of the truth you become greater and greater. So you become as you are. And you become as you are as you move through the light of becoming you are, I am. You move as I am. You breathe as I am. Joy as I am. Smile as I am. The more savory experiences come to you in the ultimate light of the one true source. This greater divine being that is ultimately self, creating self as self, discovers itself through self-sovereignty. Sovereign in its iniquity, you are as you are, and that is good. For the love and light, I am Thoth Adonai. So, I hope that makes sense. Hey friend, hey girl. So blessed in the neighbor. I hope that makes sense, guys. I hope that it touched you and you're able to walk through the world completely different. I hope that this information reveals itself to you in the best way that you know how and that you understand. These are just seeds to be planted. I'll tell you guys, the first ever talk that I heard that had alchemical principles, that talked specifically about alchemy, I didn't understand it. Was not speaking to you yesterday. It was. That was dope. I'm not doing readings right now, but I'll do some tonight. I'm going to do pendulum questions tonight, and I'm doing a collective reading tonight at 7. So just so you guys know and understand freely and honestly, right? Who you are is good. Who you are is good. As you become greater and greater, you will release the darkness that has been holding you back and creating the best you that you could possibly be. If anyone has any specific questions about what we talked about today, leave them in the comments and I'll wait for a little bit to see. In the meantime, I'm going to do my affirmation because I realized that since I'm going to be posting these on YouTube, I definitely need to do it. So, this is the thing that I just do for the people that do my YouTube. So, I just want you to know this. You are an amazing, amazing being that has the ability to be here in this vessel right here, right now, today. You are powerful and amazing. You can complete anything that you put your mind to. You can let go of whatever it is that is holding you back and install something new to create a better future for yourself. As a magical being, as a sovereign soul, you have the ability to create alchemical gold, not only in yourself, but in the outer surroundings around you, based on how you create the gold within. Understanding that once you know your power, you have your power. Call your power back. Call my power back. I call my power back. I release the power that I have given away freely to those who wish to use it against me for their own prosperous gain. You are a powerful being. You are chosen in the light of the one divine source, and there's nothing that's going to stop you. There's nothing that's not going to elevate you. You are going to be able to do whatever you want. And it's just a matter of clearing out the mess so that you can change your perspective, the way that you see the world. And when you change the way you see and change the way you hear, in the contextual understanding of that, you create the love and the light that is you for you to become the truest you. And so it is. Adonai, I love all of you. Spirit wants me to tell you, Adonai means the one true God. So, Adonai to you. I love you, and so you are, and so it is. I hope that this talk really helped settle in some of the things that I've been talking about. I hope that this channeling is something that will touch you. And as you walk throughout your day, look at what are some things that had hurt you before, and how do they not hurt you anymore because you've healed that place, or you're in the process of healing that place. Sometimes we go through really hard weeks, really hard days, really hard seasons, really hard years. But all of that is to give us time to work through our lead so that we can come into a place of seeing, knowing, and clearly being able to work on ourselves, work on our souls, and move to a place of sovereignty so that we can become the beacon we are meant to be for the purpose that we are meant to give, and become the greater that we are. And so it is, and so you are. All right? I love you. Be well. Bye, y'all.